If you're in the market for a new drone that won't break the bank but still has all those fun features like follow me mode and all the quick shots, and still takes good footage and even possibly has a gimbal, guys, stick with me. I might have found the perfect drone for you. This thing's super easy to fly, super stable, and the footage is actually pretty good. How good? Well, check it out. I'm actually using it right now. There we go. All right, guys, so I've been looking for a new drone for a long time. I had this cheap little Walmart drone before, did very, very poor footage. I was looking for something more professional, but as always, I have a budget, but I still have requirements, right? Like there's certain features that I want. So I did a lot of research so that you don't have to, and I came up with this. This is the Potensic Atom 4K 3-axis gimbal. That's a mouthful, but there are other 4K models from them that don't have the 3-axis gimbal, so I wanted to make sure that was clear. That's what we're looking at here. In this video, I hope to show you some things that maybe you didn't know, some things that maybe I didn't know. We're going to discover this drone together. There's a lot of reviews of it out there, but I'm hoping to show you some things that maybe neither of us really knew. I'm going to really do a deep dive on this. So I'm going to put chapters in this video so that if you're not interested particularly in detailed video specs, you can skip over that. If you're not interested in how the remote works, you can skip over that. But I'm going to go through this as thoroughly as I can, and at the end I'm going to tell you why I picked this over any other models that I saw online, and I'm going to tell you if I think I made the right choice or not. But first, let's go to the unboxing table over there and take a look at what's inside real quick. Alright guys, so I'm just going to go through this fairly quickly here. Sorry for the shadows. This was a really quick setup today. But as you can see, I still have the plastic on the box. So we're actually going to take a look at this together for the first time, together at the same time. Let's get this plastic off here. So first of all, I do like the box. It's got a nice clean look to it. It's pretty sturdy. So, you know, shouldn't be any shipping damage that you should expect in there. So always first, this important stuff. Oh wait, what was in there? I don't know, I'll take a look at that later. This is actually really nice. It's got nice foam on it, guys. It's really well packaged. It's all cut out. You can see there. It's really nice. So there's the drone. Nice and packaged up there. Very nicely done. So there she is. Got a nice protective shell on the camera. That's nice to see. And what's under there? This is nice. This is like Apple quality packaging, guys. This is very, very nice. Little tool set, extra blades. Guys, this is very cool. I hope I don't have to fix it. I guess that's probably for replacing the blades though. So there's a USB-C cable. So it looks like USB-C and micro USB and the lightning cable. They've given you all the cables that you need, guys. Everything is here. Full set of replacement blades. I'm actually going to keep those in the box. And I probably don't actually need these cables because I have cables everywhere. So I'm just going to actually keep this all in the packaging. But it's nice to see fully connected. Every cable you need. Spare parts. Is there anything in here? There's just a little cutout there for nothing. I can't get that back in. You know what, guys? This is for extra batteries. I only got the single battery kit, but that's where the extra 2 batteries would go. And then there's the remote there. And this is one of the reasons I chose this model, is for this remote. Because of the way the phone sits in it, and I'll talk about that later. But there it is there, guys. There's the drone, there's the remote. Very nicely packaged. Extra tools, extra blades. This is wonderful, guys. Let's take it out. I'm going to go through all of the QuickShot modes. And yeah, whatever. But guys, check out this remote. Look at how this is designed. So the phone's going to sit in the middle here instead of being on top like some of the other brands, which makes it top heavy, and I've heard a lot of complaints about fatigue in the wrist, but this will sit center, so it's always nicely weighted. But I like the way they did this. I mean, look at this storage for the handles. Nice rubber grips. You put them on, they screw on, but they just store under here. Nice and convenient. All right, guys, so first impression, everything's well packaged. It's a very nice box. The foam inside is custom fit for the drone. Like it's a really snug fit. The remote feels really good and solid, so I'm not complaining about that at all. It's a very good looking remote, very, very comfortable remote. Nice protection on the drone. The drone looks great. It's so light, guys. I'm actually surprised how light it is. But before we do anything, we're going to want to charge it. And that's one of the things I really was drawn to with this drone. This part here is the back of the battery, and the charging port is actually right on the battery. So you don't even need the drone with you. Let's say you have another battery. Throw it in your drone, take off again. This one could be on the ground charging. But before we can do anything, little card they gave you. Let's download the app here. So let's do that. Nice and easy, confirm. And let's download the app. Install. And then guys, after this is done, I'm going to take it outside. It's a beautiful day. We're going to take a look at the app a little bit, and we're going to take a quick look at the flight modes. Let's go. Let's get started. For my first flight, I decided to come out here to the soccer park near my house. It's a big, wide open space. There are some soccer nets and some trees, so hopefully I don't hit any of those on my first flight. And there's a couple things that I did notice. So the remote does ship with full power. You can see there all 4 lights are on, but the drone, however, ships dead. And it does tell you that you must charge it before the first flight. So that's something to be aware of, guys. And also it doesn't ship with a USB card, so I had to stick one in there. It's right down under the bottom. But other than that, it's all charged and ready to fly. And you know, for this section of the video, I actually did not bring my big camera. It was just too much equipment to handle the drone and the camera and everything. So I actually need this camera to plug into the remote because this is my phone. So I'm going to have to just switch to only drone and app footage for now. So let's get this thing into the drone.
Connected.
All right, guys, so I have the app downloaded. I have the drone connected. You can see me on the screen there. But we're going to take, before we fly, I'm going to take a quick look at the app here, and then we'll get this thing up in the air and we'll get some shots. All right, so this is your app, guys. There's all kinds of information here. We're going to just kind of skip over a lot of it. We're going to skim through this and look at the important stuff. One of the most important things is your resolution here. So you click there, you can see 4K, 2.7K, and 1080p. I'm going to leave it at 4K, 30 frames per second. That's good. Your 3 dots here, guys, that's where a lot of your menu is. So the first thing you're going to want to do, it's defaulted to beginner mode. You're going to want to turn off beginner mode or leave it on if you want to feel safe. That's fine with me. But I've actually flown it a couple times here, so beginner mode, I'm going to turn that off. I have mine set to kilometers. You can set it to feet or meters. There's all kinds of settings here. I'm going to leave it at video speed because it is smoother. Signal lost. You do not want it to land when signal's lost, because if you're flying over water, it'll just land. And hover as well. I don't like that because I do fly over a lot of water, and if it just hovers until it dies, then it's going to land, right? So return to home is great. Minimum return altitude, guys, this is awesome. So if you're flying around some trees and whatnot and you lose signal, it'll fly up above everything, fly back home. That's good to have. So I have a virtual fence. I have my altitude set to 60 meters. I have my distance set. Let's increase that a bit. Let's increase both of them. Agree. Why did it freak out? I'm going to do that. Guys, there's all kinds of calibration tools, controls. Camera, I've got it set to auto white balance. I have a grid turned on. I have grids turned on with every camera that I have. It's just something that I do. Guys, I did stick a new card in here. I'm going to format it just to be sure that the drone likes it. But let's get out of here. That's your settings. So guys, this drone is super simple to actually take off. On my last drone, I basically had to perform a Harukin on my controller to get it to go. And for those of you who know what a Haruken is, you know that's not an easy feat. I had to basically up, down, towards, back and forth. I had to do all kinds of crazy stuff with my controls just to get the drone on. This one here, you basically just tap a button. So this one here, you basically just tap a button and swipe, and there it is.
Home point refreshed.
Hi, so we're off to the races, guys. We're gonna get some footage. So now that we're in the air, actually landing is just as simple. Just press the down button and it'll ask you if you want to land or return. Just land. Nice and simple, except I did hit the bench. First thing I want to do is test that gimbal. So guys, one thing I will note is that every single time you turn the drone on, it refreshes the home point. So if you walk away and you want it to fly to you when it returns to home, make sure you refresh your home point. So guys, I'm just gonna whip it side to side, back and forth to test the gimbal. And I wish I could show you in real time how that gimbal's responding, but I'll show it to you on the phone here. But guys, I am whipping this thing side to side, back and forth, and just watch that horizon. That gimbal does a great job. That horizon isn't moving, guys. It's staying level. Whoa, overshot it. Almost hit a tree. But yeah, check this out. So as the drone rolls side to side, back and forth, that gimbal just keeps right up. And now that we've tested that, let's go see some pelicans. So now that we've seen some sample footage, this looks pretty good, but guys, I want to talk about the 3 different video modes. So there's 4K, so here's a sample of 4K footage right here. It looks pretty good, it's nice and sunny, it does a good job. And then we're gonna bring it down to 2.7K. Guys, I think the 2.7K looks pretty much just as good as the 4K. They're both very clean, very crisp. I like them both. And then just to take a look, here's the 1080p footage. Not quite as good, but it's still definitely usable footage. We're gonna just fly over to this spot over here. Just get myself adjusted, just get myself lined up, and we're gonna compare again. So you can see the 4K and the 2.7K. They look very similar. Both of them are very crisp. That 1080p isn't quite as crisp in this sample, but you saw in the last sample, the 1080p is usable. Let's take a quick look at the QuickShot modes, guys, because this is one of the reasons that I even bought this drone, was for these QuickShot modes. So we're gonna take a look quickly here. This first mode is called Rocket, and what this does is it centers on a subject and then it basically just pulls straight up. Pretty cool effect. The next one that I want to show you is the pull away. And this one is basically the rocket, plus it also flies away from the subject, so it pulls up and away. And then the next one is called Circle, and it does just what you think it would do. It just flies in a circle, and you can set how far the circle is, you can set your altitude, so you do have options there. This next one's fun. It's called Spiral. It's basically a combination of all the other modes together, so it pulls up, it pulls away, it does a circle all at the same time, which is a pretty cool effect. And then the last one here is called Boomerang, and it does exactly what basically it says it's like a boomerang, so it flies away and then it whips back around. So that's pretty fun, guys. Let's take a look at the follow me modes real quick. So that's my wife down on the ground there. She insisted that the drone follow her. She's kind of funny that way. And you can see as she picks up speed, the drone compensates nicely. It adjusts the angle of the lens and it picks up speed to follow. And then I told her to get in the car because I wanted to see how it would track objects, not just people. And here you can see it's following the car pretty nicely, guys. It actually does a pretty good job. All right. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about why I chose the Potensic Atom drone. I'm going to start with price because I was on a budget, and so price was the biggest factor. And then I'm going to be comparing why I chose this to others in the price range, because certainly there's better drones. But in this price range, I feel like this might be the best bang for the buck, guys. So in this price range, typically what you get is you either get similar video specs, but none of the cool features like the follow me and all the quick shots. Or you get all the follow me and quick shot modes, but then the footage is lacking. So in this price range, you get both the footage quality and you get all those cool features together, which I think was really good. And that's what attracted me to this drone. When I was looking at other drones in this price range, it was either missing the footage quality or it was missing all the quick shots. This one was kind of the most packed in its price range. So we have price, we have the features. So basically features versus price. And then the third reason I chose this one, guys, is the remote. So your phone sits nicely in the center here, which keeps everything balanced. I was looking at a lot of reviews on other drones in this price range, and the phone sits up here, which makes it top heavy. And I've seen people complaining about fatigue. And so that's why I chose it. So guys, all the shots I took today, comparing the different footage, all the quick shots and all the different video qualities, I'm going to put them in a link down below. So you can go to my website, download all those clips straight from the camera. I didn't edit any of them, so you'll get to play with the actual footage from the camera. I might throw a picture or two in there as well. I didn't talk much about the pictures, but it does take nice pictures. Oh, and one other thing I almost forgot to mention, battery life, guys. So they do say on Potensic's website that you get 31 minutes of flight time out of this drone. I believe it. I haven't seen it, but I suspect that's under perfect conditions and while not recording. And of course, I'm always recording in the maximum resolution. I'm shooting in 4K all the time, and I get about 20 minutes of flight. For the remote, I've charged the drone 5 times and haven't charged the remote yet. I almost need to. It's down to 1 dot, but that's really good, guys. You'll get 4 or 5 flights, maybe even 6, before you have to charge the remote. So that's really cool. Guys, if this video is helpful to you in any way at all, please do consider subscribing, leave a like. I do stuff like this all the time. If you have any questions, if you have this drone, if you have something similar, leave a comment down below. I'd love to talk about it. And let's go see those pelicans again, guys.